on, guys? Roger here, QVO Tactical. Today we are out on the range with the highly anticipated new Staccato HD P4. Yes, the 2011, that takes Glock mags. Let's get into it. As always, guys, I want to give you full transparency on how we go about getting products here on the channel for review. As you guys all know, Staccato released their new HD model at SHOT Show 2025 this year. The release date for sales was on January 28th, which was yesterday. We're filming this on Wednesday the 29th. So I ran down to Ventura Munitions. Mikey told me that he ordered some and he had 6 in stock. I believe right now, I think he sold them out already. But yeah, I went down there, purchased this. Mikey did hook me up with an industry discount, so we appreciate the support. If you guys aren't familiar with Ventura Munitions, definitely check them out. They are my go-to store here in Vegas. They have a wide selection of everything from 2011s to, you know, PSA and Daniel Defense rifles, ADM, Glock, you name it, they have it. They got a great selection of ammo and accessories as well. But the team over there at Ventura Munitions always takes care of us. Mikey is a rock star. Landon on his team comes and shoots with us every once in a while too. So that's where if you see him at the store, you probably might recognize him if you watch the channel. But yes, we did purchase with our own money. Staccato was nice enough to give me the acro plate. But other than that, yeah, we bought the gun, guys. Just want to give you full transparency. But now let's get into first rounds. Time for first rounds, guys. A lot of hype with this. Been waiting to shoot this thing. I did not get to shoot this at SHOT Show, so these will literally be the first rounds that you are seeing of me shooting this gun ever. This is the Staccato HD 4-inch model. And yeah, lots of stuff to go over in this video. We're going to get to all that, but let's start with the first rounds here. Some SuperVel, 115 grain. Here we go. Woo! Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Not sure if I got hammer fall or if I outran the trigger or what, but we'll see. We'll monitor that as we go. But that first shot felt good. A lot of people were telling me the recoil impulse is much different, and it's soft. Like, the recoil was very minimal. I ran it first rounds, guys, without a weapon light. That way, wasn't using my thumb clip or any weight in the front of the gun, keeping the muzzle down forward. But let's go look at the hits. I haven't zeroed the red dot. If you guys are wondering why, I want you to see the actual first rounds of the gun. But yeah, literally, my first shot was this guy, and then I just started ripping off. And yeah, I mean, you guys even saw one of those. The reset and break surprised me, which is good. That means I'm probably gonna be able to get some fast build drills. But we'll still able to keep most of it in the A zone. Got what, 1, 2, 3 Charlie, 1 Bravo, even though this isn't a thing anymore. But I would say first rounds, 18 round mag. I am curious about, what do you think that was, Marco? The hammer's down already.
Probably just might have been a hammer follow. I'm not sure. I didn't get to look at it that well. But we'll see if it does it again.
So yeah, so the gun cycled, but the hammer was already forward. The only time I've had that happen with the other 2011s is if we like outrun it.
Yeah, outrun it.
I'm not saying I outran the gun, guy. Reading the comment section already. You're not fast enough like that. Well, when you shoot the build drills, we are kind of that fast.
Find out.
But it feels good. Marco, you were talking about how at SHOT Show, when you were checking the gun out, the grip wasn't something you were liking.
Don't like the grip. I don't like the way it feels. The texture is good. It's just the back end is a little, got the ridges and the sharp end. It's like in between the 2011 or Glock. They had to get that angle for the magazine, understandable. I don't like it for my hand size and like my usual kind of firearm fit on guns. I
wonder if they didn't pin the grip safety if it would feel normal to you.
I'm pretty sure. Well, or extended grip safety. I usually like that.
Gotcha. But I'm gonna have him shoot his first rounds. But I would say for my first rounds, the gun felt really good. It felt better than I thought it was going to. So I want to see what was up with that hammer follow issue. I'm hoping it was just isolated incident and maybe just from running it quick. Maybe on that surprise shot, I kind of bumped it, like a bump fire type thing.
Yeah, like do it off its timing.
So, and that's happened with every other 1911 and 2011 I've shot, guys. So it's not just isolated to this. But yeah, I mean, my first 18 rounds feel good. That's what I'll say. Marco, you shoot yours. Let's see what you think.
So we got first shots with the new Staccato here, the P4. Grip texture is great already, so we'll see how it shoots. So. I'm actually very surprised. This thing shoots very well. The grip angle, I don't like the rear end already off the bat. It's kind of on the sharp end, and I'd probably put extended safeties on just for my hand size, but it shoots very well. I'm like genuinely surprised. So
Let's look at your hits.
Yep. Same into the low alpha zone. It tracks good, shoots good. I probably just have to get used to grip personally, but they did a good job on the texturing. And I do like they pin the safety versus like I usually pin all my competition 2011 safeties anyway. But this is all.
But I mean, these are all your taps and shit,
yeah,
dude.
the doubles are this. It's.
Yeah, so these are his doubles, guys.
Yeah.
Was his first shot low or high?
I was like shooting a low,
high, low?
first. I think it was low. Yeah, low, high. Low,
Okay,
high,
so
low.
he went one. So these three that you're seeing, this is first shot, second shot, first shot, second shot, first shot. Look at, I mean, look at the same stringed pattern.
And I'm not even fighting the gun. I'm just letting it do its own thing. It's holding the grip kind of neutral. I'm not really straining it. You can really push this gun pretty hard. If it was ported, even crazier. But I'm actually very surprised. It's pretty nice.
All right, well, let's check accuracy at 25, and then we'll get into some build drills. All right, guys, accuracy portion's up next. We're back at 25 yards. For this video, I'm gonna shoot some different ammunition sources. First up's gonna be some factory new SuperVel 115 grain FMJs. I'm gonna shoot a group with this, then I'm gonna grab some Winchester 147 Rangers, what I carry in my defensive guns, and shoot a group with that. And then if I have some more, I'll shoot a third one. But I wanna shoot a few different groups just to kind of, you know, I guess science, but I want to see how the gun's grouping with the different different ammunition choices. Here we go. So first up, 115s. All right, those all felt good. Let's go down and take a look. Down here at the target, guys, and it looks like first 2 rounds, looking at the iPhone footage, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Furthest to furthest is gonna be these 2 here. So shooting a 3-inch group, that's been consistent, what we've been getting when we were doing our zeroing process. So I'm gonna adjust off of this, and then I'm gonna shoot another group with some different ammunition, but 2 touching, 1 solo, 3-inch group. Definitely wanna see it tighten up, but I'll try with some different ammo and see what the results are looking like. Now we're going to shoot some Winchester Ranger 147s. These are the defensive ammunition that I carry. And yeah, that's how she groups now. Fourth round was definitely on me. I jerked that one, but everything else felt good. Let's go look. Here's our group, guys. This one went, I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fourth being the one I thought I pulled. Even with that though, still there. 3-inch group still, so same group. And then it was like 2 3/4 if we don't count the flyer. So we're looking at a 3-inch group. I shot this, and that's the grouping I was getting. Marco shot this, he was getting 3-inch groups. So I always want to try, you know, different variables, make sure it's, you know, certain guns like certain ammo, but it seems like this gun for us at 25 yards is a 3-inch group. Marco?
I'm not saying that. It is what it is.
So, your eyes, is that acceptable?
Acceptable, yeah.
I mean, that's 3 inches. If I was shooting a headshot, that's in the eye box.
Yeah.
So.
And we're still talking like human error too. Could be.
Yeah, I mean, we got us as, you know, our skill level. I'd say, Marco, you've zeroed quite a few guns in your lifetime. I have too, so I think I'm more than capable. But, you know, this was giving us shit at the beginning. We did cram it, you know, with the target. We did the best we could, but I mean, if we're consistently getting 3-inch groups, like guys, this is probably the 10th group we've shot, and we're consistently getting 3-inch groups. So I'm going to call it and say it. The gun shoots 3-inch group. And for everybody wondering, well, a 3-inch group is the alpha zone in the head box. So if you're shooting that group, I would say that is more than acceptable in regards to a carry gun, a duty gun, whatever you want to call it. I'll take that accuracy. And just for shits and giggles, guys, I got some 115 grain solid copper hollow point defensive ammo from SuperVel. This is their plus P stuff. So I'm going to try this as well, and we'll see how it groups, if we do any better than our 3-inch group with the other 2 ammunition choices. Here we go. All right, let's go take a look. Here at the target now, guys, with the SuperVel 9mm plus P that we just shot. It's the 115 grain solid copper hollow point. Guys, the pattern for this was right, low, center, and then 4-5. So these two were in the same exact hole. That's awesome. But we actually got center to center a 2-inch group with this one. Yeah. So 2-inch group from the furthest rounds out. So that's awesome. So it came down a whole inch, and then, you know, to put this in perspective, there's your 2-inch group in the head box. So that's what you would be hitting. And yeah, so it looks like with the ammo that we have out here, it liked the SuperVel solid copper hollow point. They're defensive. This is what you carry, actually.
Yeah, it is.
So they liked Marco's carry ammo the best, but I'll take a 2-inch grouping all day long. Now for my favorite part of the video, guys, build drills. 7 yards out, we'll shoot some cardboard today, and let's see what kind of times we're looking at with the new Staccato HD. Here we go, stand by. Had a little bit of issue getting the front side of the sight picture. 224 is the time. Yeah, the first shot was a 139, so definitely slow on that. Did get 16 splits though, and I got 5 alpha, 1 bravo. So I think this was my first shot, because when I presented them, my dot was high, and then as soon as I got it on target, I broke the shot, and then I came down here to clean it up. So 224, 5 alpha, 1 bravo. Let's see if we can do better. Second run, here we go. Real quick, guys, I get a lot of questions about this timer, and we actually just charged it for the first time. I've had this thing for over a year. It's the Shooters Global, the SG shot timer. There's a link down below in the description of the video. If you order one, we do get a small percentage of the sale, so we appreciate the support. But I've been using this thing. This is the second one I have because they updated it. But the first one I actually never had to charge. This one over a year, and we had to charge it for the first time ever. And you guys see us use it in all these videos, so that's pretty dang good. But here we go, second run. Yep, that felt really good. For 203, first shot was a 121. I got a 15 split. And Marco, is that a line breaker or no?
It is good.
You think? I don't know. I think it stopped in the perforation.
Perfect. As if it's touching perf, you count it.
All right. Well, per Marco, clean, but I'm gonna mark it. Anything outside the alpha, I want to mark. So again, 5 alpha, 1 Charlie on that one. I think I fired 7 there. Actually, no, 18 round mag, so I think that was 6. Let's see. 6 rounds, 204. First shot, 125. Best split was a 15. I did put 4 out though. So I noticed for me, I'm presenting high with this. Marco and I were talking, I'll show you guys here, just on the grip here, when you come down really hard, where the recoil, where you're feeling it, is right in there, and you guys can kind of see, just from what we shot today, it's getting pretty red there. But it's just something we're noticing there. Like, I don't know, think you could round that off maybe a little bit, bevel it more?
That would help, yeah. The recoil spike is there too, so that's where you'll feel the recoil.
But we'll see as we keep getting more rounds if it's more predominant. But 3 Charlie, 1 Bravo, 2 Alpha, or yeah. Oh. Ugh. 190. First shot was a 110. Best split was a 15. I'm going to go back and forth on this timer so you guys can see it. I had a few people saying they couldn't see it last time. You should be seeing it really good there. So 190. Best split was a 15. 5 Alpha, 1 Charlie. But we're getting there. I'm going to keep going, guys, till we get a clean sub 2. $195. First shot was a 117. I got a 14 split in there. Let me know when you got it.
Got it.
Cool. And that all, there's the Charlie top right. I took like an extra half second just to get a really good sight picture. But then I threw one. All right, let's go again. The gun stays flat, guys. Like tracking it, I'll get some behind the optic footage for you guys to see, but that was a 191, 110 first draw, 215 splits in there. Here, go back and forth.
Got it.
And clean. Boom. All right, so took me 3, 6, 9, 10 bill drills to get a sub 2 second, all alpha clean, 7 yards out. I think that's, you know, what? For just shooting this gun, we're probably 300 rounds in it. We've been plinking around off camera.
Oh, yeah.
Trigger breakdown, our first shots, my, how many 10 bill drills? That's 60 rounds there. So yeah, we're probably about 300 rounds in. So, and I've shot half of those, so 150 rounds, excuse me, and getting a sub 2 second bill drill. I'll take it.
So we got the new Staccato P4 here. We're gonna do a little trigger breakdown for you guys. Let's find the wall. The wall's right there, easy to find, very pronounced. Trigger break right there. Let's find the reset. Reset nice and clean. There's the break again. Reset, break, reset, break. Very easy, predictable, very consistent, very easy to shoot, very quick. Very nice for a Series 80 style trigger. I was actually surprised myself. It is very clean. There's no greediness, nothing hitching it. Good job, Staccato.
Now that I've shown I can get a 2 second or sub 2 second clean bill drill on some paper, I want to kind of do a test with this against the Staccato C and a stock Staccato P. That's all I have to like give it a comparison. My C2s are all ported and stuff, so I don't want to use those. But pan over here, we have a C-zone steel target that represents a human, you know, size target, and I want to get the average times. I'll probably do like 3 bill drills per gun and get the average time of just getting hits on target as fast as I can. So I'm not worried about Alpha Charlie. I know it's all Charlie as long as I get it on there. And like I said, it represents, you know, if I was having to address a threat directly in front of me. We're about 8 yards out, and yeah, let's see how we do. So here we go. First run on the C-zone bill drill with the Staccato HD. That was a 187. So I got 3 16s in there, 187 total. And then just for everybody out there, it's like, oh, you're shooting C-zone. I think we can all agree that if this was somebody kicking in your front door and you had to address them and you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in their chest area like this, I don't think you'd care if it was C or Alpha. I think you'd be very happy with that shot placement. But first one's a 187. .193, first shot 112, 316 splits again, and again, we can all agree this would be well-placed shots if in a defensive situation. Threw one low, but I mean, still that would be in the stomach for a 197. So 197 Marco, 113 first shot, and best foot 16. All up here, one low. So I'm very happy with that, guys. If I was carrying this on duty or as my EDC and, you know, I was faced with a threat that's this size, I think we can all agree. I mean, this thing is slimmer than me, and I would take those shots all day, even that guy. But now let's try it with the Staccato C. Now we're gonna run the Staccato C that we picked up last year, guys. So optic, same light, X300. The average for the Staccato HD was a 1.92. When you add all 3 divided by 3, you get a 192. So let's see what the average is for the Staccato C. Here we go, stand by. Got a 189, first shot 108, best foot was a 15. So 189. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's probably Charlie, Charlie, Alpha, 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 Charlie. But again, if this was bad guy kicking in your door, these are great shots. But 189, let's go again. Oh, those are really good shots. 185. First shot 109, best foot 14. So consistent difference that I'm seeing right now. I had pretty much 16 splits with the HD, and I'm getting consistent 14 splits with the Staccato C. Looking at the target, guys, I watched that happen through the optic. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this one. I think there's 2. But I just watched this pattern happen right through the optic. And those are all vertical strings, 186. So 186, first shot 104, and I got 3 16s in there. And then you guys can look at the hits. So that's the entire group from all 3 build drills. So 18 rounds, I think we can all agree, those have been great defensively. But yeah, let's get the averages now. Now we are going to shoot the stock Staccato P, so the OG, old school double stack magazines. Got an optic, got the same weapon light, so we're kind of keeping that all the same amongst the 3 different models. No ports or anything, so this is actually our shotgun. I want to say there's like less than 100 rounds through it, but it's the only like stock Staccato that I have. First run on the Staccato HD, the average was a 192. The second setup, the Staccato C, the 4-inch model, that gave us a 187 average. Let's see what we get with the Staccato P. Here we go. Got a 193, first shot was a 116, best split was a 14. Let you guys see this here. And hits are solid. Probably be 2 Charlie, 4 Alpha, but defensively, I'll take that all day long. 2 in the neck, 3 in the chest, or 4 in the chest. .196, first shot was a 117, best split was a 15. And I can see right here, everything was center except for 1 high left Charlie. Again, defensively, I'll take that all day long. .8. First shot was a 105. Best split was a 13. I'll let you guys see that there. Good. Yep. And looking at the total of 18 hits, 6 times 3 is 18. All day long, I would take this. So Marco and I, real quick, want to go over the data that we just had, get a little technical with you guys. On the Staccato HD, we had a 192 average. On the Staccato C, we had a 1.87 average. And then on the Staccato P, we had a 1.9 average. I'm going to have him do a second trigger breakdown for you guys, going over what the differences are that we noticed between the new Staccato HD trigger being Series 80, yep, and then the previous models being a Series 70, and Mark will kind of break that down as well. I mean, pretty much it has a firing pin block now, correct?
Pretty much, just for drop safety.
Yeah, the new HD is drop safe. Whereas at the same time though, guys, I mean, 1911's probably been used in law enforcement for the last 60 to 80 years. I don't ever remember hearing of somebody dropping a 1911 and going off.
You really got to try to do it.
So,
you can make it do it, you really got to try to do it.
Me personally, it's never been an issue for me, but I can understand why a department or a unit in the military would want that feature. Anyway, the differences though. So the best that we have is Staccato C with a 187 versus the worst, which was a 1.92. And don't get me wrong, still sub 2 second build drill is great. You know, most people aren't doing a sub 2 second build drill, but we're also talking about only a difference of 0.05 of a second. So that's what, 5/100ths of a second?
Yeah.
To me, that's negligible to get the benefits and the features of being drop safe and taking Glock mags, if that is something that's very important to you. Me personally, it's not. Like a lot of people talk about, you were talking about over insertion issues with the previous double stack 2011 mags. I've never had that issue. Me personally, I own between 17 and 19 Staccatos. I can't remember the exact number, and yes, I purchased like 90% of those. Staccato did give me a few, but my point being is I've shot a lot of Staccatos, I've shot a lot of 2011s, and I've never had the over insertion issue. Honestly, I've never really had many issues with any of the Staccatos. They're good guns. I like them. That's why I bought so many. Anyway, but I kind of wanted to go over this because I was curious about, you know, how fast I was going to be able to run a Series 80 versus a Series 70 gun. The differences that I noticed in the trigger, I honestly only really notice when we were zeroing, because the reset, you're taking the time to feel the reset. When we're shooting as fast as we are, I mean, in-flight reset's just happening. I'm coming off that trigger and getting back to that wall. Don't really notice it.
Yep.
But I'm gonna have Marco do an up-close trigger breakdown of like the Staccato P with the Series 70 setup versus the new HD, and kind of go over what we're talking about in regards to the prep and the reset. But for you guys out there wondering, you know, are you gonna be slower? I mean, yeah, but it's super negligible. Talking 5/100ths of a second. I mean, that could also just be the shooter. So to me, 0.05 of a second. Would I want the Glock mags and the drop safety feature? I mean, yeah, to me those are better features. but we'll talk about the grip angle because they did a good job, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's the difference that we're seeing with our little scientific range test. I'm sure people in the comment section are going to be like, you should do it this way and that way. Well, that's the way we chose to do it. Do it what you will with the data, but hopefully some of you appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna do a few more build drills, maybe the bonus footage. I want to see like just burning it down, seeing how fast I can run that thing, especially having him do some splits.
So Marco, back here again with a trigger breakdown. We got the Staccato P here. In comparison to the P4, I'm going to show you the 2011 one. So take-up is a lot more airy. It's nice and clean. There's not much weight. The wall is the same as the other P4. The brake, same as the other gun, but the reset is really what comes into play. So this one actually has a forceful, like a assisted reset. The other gun's slightly on the slower end. So find the wall, brake, reset, a little assisted, brake, assisted reset, and we'll get the P4 up and running next. So now we've got the P4 up again. So we'll find that wall. Wall is the same weight, similar, but the take-up's a little bit heavier. Not bad heavy, just heavier. The wall right there, brake, reset a little bit on the slower end, just slightly different. Not bad, just different. So find the wall, brake, reset there, brake, reset again, brake, reset. So just different, still good.
We definitely want to give you guys some footage of the trigger, and another way that we can show that, I'm gonna have Marco do some splits here. So we'll look at the times on them, and then we'll look at the shot placement with them. I'll have you run 4 strings, so 8 rounds total.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go on the timer. Stand by. So he's getting 12 splits, guys. Like, you guys will see it, it lights it up, it highlights it in black.
Easy too. It's not like I'm fighting the gun that much, other than the grip, but that's a different story.
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
All my build drills I shot, I didn't get a 12 split. I think the best I got was a 14 on that gun. So kind of explain this for everybody at home watching.
So vertical stringing is good. Gun, basically very predictable. I shoot one, it comes back down, shoot one again, so you can easily shoot doubles on this in an alpha zone. And we're about like 8 yards right now.
So you're aiming on target. Where's the first shot?
Right about here.
And then where's the second shot
So
break?
Up, down, top, bottom,
So
top,
are you shooting,
bang, bang.
the gun recoils, and then you see it again, shoot here,
Yeah.
and then boom, boom?
You can tighten it up. I'm just shooting a little bit. I'm pulling the trigger slightly early. This is why the top ones are like that. I can close this up more the more I get used to it.
You think you can run it faster?
Probably might be able to get 11s out of it, but I have to push it in this trigger system. So.
All right, let's try. 4 doubles, Marco, as fast as you can go. Here we go, stand by. Oh, first malfunction.
Here to feed. That's
Which mag is that though?
Glock mag with the Zev base plate.
Okay. You got 13 was your best, so let's go again.
Yep.
13s.
Yeah.
So yeah, 12s are probably the best.
12 is gonna be the best. Kind of trying to get looser on the grip to get loose on the trigger, but it's like it doesn't really. With this trigger, it's kind of hard to get under 12. But the 12 is very capable, very consistent, and capable of doing that, and keeping the alpha zone.
There's gonna be questions about mag compatibility, guys. So first up, the mags that it comes with, the Mec-Gar metal mags. Boom, cycles, lock back, good to go, drops free. Next up, factory Gen 5 Glock mag. Locks back, drops free. We got a Glock 19X with the extended base pad. Locks back, drops free. We got a Magpul mag. Had way more rounds than that one. Locks back, cycles, and drops free. And a KCI mag. Boom, locks back, drops free. Let me grab a Gen 4 just in case people ask. 1 second, stand by. So brand new Gen 4 Glock mag. Like, I don't think this thing's been used. It smells brand new. Locks back, drops free. So I've been hearing a lot of different things about the magazines, guys. It does ship with metal Mec-Gar magazines. Not fully window cut. It's just, I guess, pocketed out, which is cool because it's rounded. so I don't think it's going to tear up if you want to use them in other guns. It probably will eventually. What you think, 1,000 rounds in, maybe?
Yeah, it's got to be a lot of cycles, but it'll probably eventually wear
It's
it
still
out.
plastic against metal. I believe the mag release is aluminum, guys. So when you're running all the different polymer mags, I heard from at SHOT Show, there's a bunch of different stuff that's being said. I'm sure somebody from Staccato will get us official verbiage, but my understanding is going to be good to go. Run your polymer mags, but I've also heard that, you know, over time they could wear on them, being metal versus plastic. Time will tell. I am probably 600 rounds in right now, and all the mags are working pretty great for us. I know there was also a question about over insertion, so here is a Magpul 21 rounder, and trying to slam that in. Doesn't look like it's going to be an issue. I believe it's built into the frame to prevent that. Still drops down and shoots, locks back, drops free. So hopefully that answers your guys' questions if you had them about the magazine compatibility. But my understanding, it looks like if you can run it in a Glock, you can run it in the new Staccato HD. Now, you may be watching this and asking yourself, why is Roger holding a Glock 45 in a Staccato video? Well, we had some questions about the new Mec-Gar Glock pattern magazines that come with the Staccato HD and if they would function in a Glock. So I got my 45 Iranian ramjet burner, afterburner build here. Let's see how it functions. Boom, full cycle, lock back, and drops freely. So if you're looking for some metal Glock pattern magazines, yeah, look at the Mec-Gar ones. They've been holding up solid for us while we've been shooting out here all day. Looks like they do work in the Glock just fine. I would just caution, be a little cautious about running the plastic mag release with the metal mags. I'm sure occasionally it's fine, but probably after, you know, a few thousand, maybe 1,000, 2,000 rounds, you might start seeing wear with plastic against metal. But anybody out there that does it, let me know. Now, since we're on the topic of compatibility, let's talk about holster compatibility. As it stands at the launch of this video, guys, there right now is not a holster on the market that is specifically for the new Staccato HD. My understanding, Fireland is working on one to come out in February. We here at QVO Tactical, we are working on molding. We're actually working with Staccato to get the molding done. That way we can get you guys holsters. So it's coming, it's gonna be about 4 to 6 weeks from the time of this video. But when I first got it, I immediately thought, okay, does it gonna fit our typical 2011 holster? So, you know, 2011 on the waistband secondary holster. For you guys that aren't familiar with us, we are QVO Tactical. We make holsters and manufacture gear in Las Vegas, Nevada. The bulk of our business is Kydex, and we do have some really cool fabric overlays that we adhere to it. Definitely check out our website, qvotactical.com, if you're not familiar, or ask questions down below in the comment section. But I was thinking like, hey, is it dimensionally similar to where it'll fit a Staccato P holster? Unfortunately, it is not. The slide is much wider and does not let it go in because of the frame and kind of like the wide, slight built-in ledges they put here on the new Staccato HD. Then I was thinking, hey, well, I have, you know, I ran Fireland my entire law enforcement career. I still am a big supporter of their products. Like putting it in there, I was like, well, my Staccato P fits in there. Is the new Staccato HD going to fit? No, again, the same issue. It's too wide on the frame and the slide, and it engages with the plastic ALS before it can all get full insertion. So I started looking at the gun, and being a holster manufacturer for the last 12 years, I was like, you know what? It kind of resembles, and I mean this as a compliment, Staccato, it resembled to me like the shape and the beefiness of like an HK VP9. I think it's a very underrated gun. I like that gun a lot, but I started noticing like the aggressiveness and the front angle, and I was like, you know what? What if I grabbed my VP9 X300 holster and I took my new Staccato HD, threw on my Surefire X300, would it fit? Well, it's not would it fit exactly. The cuts, the angles, everything's accessible. Like it is perfectly the right holster for the Staccato HD with the Surefire X300. So if you're somebody who can't wait and you want something, our HK VP9 holster with the Surefire X300 does work beautifully with the new Staccato HD. However, I do recommend you wait and get the one that's exactly for it, that we get molded to it. So again, at the time of this video, should be coming out, I would say the first weekend of February. There are not any specific holsters designed for the new Staccato HD, but I'm sure it will be coming because, like I said, Fireland mentioned they'll be getting them, and then we will have some as well, hopefully within the next month or so. Any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. Appreciate it. So guys, we're about 650 rounds in now. If you pan over here, I've just been coming back to this bill drill target and just kind of burning it down, seeing how fast I could really get this thing going. I think I got a 155 with 4 Alpha, 2 Charlie. You'll see it here in a little montage that I'm gonna give you guys after this segment. But just some things I'm noticing while it's fresh in my head I want to talk to you guys about. So Marco and I were talking about the trigger reset. I do notice every once in a while I won't fully let the trigger out. I'm used to a more predominant, more forceful reset. So with this, sometimes I don't let it all the way out and then I get trigger freeze or it's just not reset. So that is happening. It's occasional, it's not all the time, it's not consistent, but I am noticing it. Secondly, with this beaver tail area, I mean, I don't know what's going on because the grip angle is the same. It's when you line them all up, when I present, it feels exactly the same, but it's like a sharp point back here where the recoil is, and it's definitely beating the crap out of the webbing of my hand. I'll show you guys here up close. I'm sure after a few, 1,000 rounds, I'll probably just get a callus there. I won't notice it anymore like anything else. But I think if you come out here and you're somebody that was shooting the 2011, Staccato P or C2 prior to this, I think you're all going to notice like, oh, hey, that's a point right there that you definitely feel the recoil and you're like, oh, that's going to get tender after a while. Malfunctions wise, we've only had 3. We had that first hammer follow in my first round. Marco had a failure to feed with I think that was the mag because that was one of our Glock beat up range mags with a Zev base plate. But he got a failure to feed with that one. And then I did get hammer follow again while running some really fast bill drills. I was kind of talking to Marco. He's saying most likely I'm engaging the trigger and getting the hammer to go forward before the slide is all the way in battery. So I'm kind of beating the gun before the slide gets all the way in battery, and that's what's causing it, because I'm able just to pull the hammer back and then fire the round that's chambered. If somebody else has a better explanation for it, please educate me down below in the comment section. But that's just kind of what we're figuring out. But overall, the gun is solid, guys. I do like it. We'll break it all down in final thoughts. But I've just been, running the crap out of this thing as fast as I can. I really want to see what I can get those split times down to. So let's enjoy this little bill drill montage of like 5 to 10 bill drills. So, got the hammer follow issue again. I notice when I have a looser grip and I can run the trigger faster, I'm not sure if what would cause that? Me getting the hammer to drop before the slide's fully engaged?
Yeah.
Okay. Because watch, guys, I'll pull back the hammer, and there we go. So is that from running the gun faster than?
Yeah, you're just beating the slide.
Beating the slide? Okay. So I'm getting back on the trigger like that 1/10 of a second sweet spot where I can get to engage the hammer before it's all the way in battery?
Yep, correct.
Okay. So guys, with the new controls on the new Staccato HD, they're ambidextrous, but they're also extended. So the slide stop now is extended. So if I present here, gun goes to empty, I'll drop that empty magazine, insert my fresh one, and like your traditional 1911 reload, 2011 reload, I can come up with my support thumb, hit the slide stop, re-engage. Now, because that slide stop is extended, if I have larger hands or if I want to break my grip, I can get over here and actually hit it with my firing thumb. So let me demo that right now. So I present, gun goes empty, drop the magazine, fresh one. Like right now, I slightly broke my grip to hit that mag release. It's in the same position where I can actually hit it with my thumb on the slide stop and re-engage as well. Now let me do both at speed and we'll see which one's faster for me. And a 310. First shot 116, reload took 1.94 seconds for a 310 total for a 1R1. And now let's go with using the firing thumb to hit the slide stop. Boom, 274. So we're talking almost 3/10 of a second. So first shot was 1 second flat, and then I had a 174 reload. So it was, the reload time total was about 2/10 of a second less with being able to come up and just hit that slide stop. So my thing for me on this gun, when it goes to empty, if I'm here, I already have to break my grip to hit that mag release because my hand's not big enough. So I come here, I break it, hit that mag release, insert. My hand's already here, and the tip of my thumb is just hitting that slide stop where I can drop it and then come up and put that next round in. So It is cool. I'm very used to that method from shooting Glock. I do shoot Glocks too, guys, and I always use that method with hitting the slide stop. So it is nice to see that if you're coming over from the Glock platform because you wanted to try this out, you're going to be able to do your reloads like you've always been doing. One thing I wanted to make sure that we covered before we hopped off the range, guys, was information pertaining to the grip angle. Like everybody else out there, I was pretty skeptical about Staccato saying that they were able to replicate the same 1911-2011 grip angle while using Glock pattern magazines. A lot of people have tried and not gotten that exact angle. Well, I think they did. Right now, I'm showing you guys my Staccato HD overlaid on top of my Staccato P. As you can see, the slides, trigger guard, everything's in alignment, and the grip is the same exact grip angle. But for me, the real, confirmation of that was when I present the gun. So I want to say it might have been a Monsanto tactical video on YouTube. Somebody correct me or tag the correct person that put out this information. But it was an instructor talking about how with a 1911 or 2011, when you present the firearm, if you point with the index finger of your strong hand, the dot lines right up or your sights line right up. For a Glock, he says if you use the thumb of your support hand, it'll present it with the Glock grip angle. And that has worked really well for me. I want to say I learned that like maybe a year or 2 years ago. And as long as I've been shooting, it was really cool to see that and learn something new. And I found that for me, when I'm shooting Glock, if I just, point my thumb forward, it lines the dot up right to my line of sight. Whereas, I've been shooting with a 1911 majority of my shooting career. And whenever I do that, I'm naturally pointing with my index finger because we point naturally, and that's why it lines up for me, and that's why I like it so much. So for me, on this timer here, when I present and draw, or I draw and present, I come up, I just point, and it's right there. The dot lines up perfectly. It puts it right in this alpha zone of this target, and the dot just stays right there, and the gun just does its magic. So for everybody out there that was wondering, if you're skeptical, no, the grip angle is the same. They work their magic, and they got it to work. So yeah, don't have to worry about that at all if that was a concern for you. All right, guys, time now for final thoughts. We are just, I want to say like 800 to 900 rounds in, guys. These are the bags we started with, 500 round SuperVel certified select, the reman ammo. We probably have, I don't know, 20 rounds left in there, but this bag did have like, I think 100 or 200 less because I had it from the previous range session. So I'd say we're about 850 into the gun. Lots of goods. I know you guys are gonna be like, hey, you love Staccato so much, is it all just gonna be good? No, there's some things that I don't like about the new one. But for the most part, yeah, it's pretty good. What, 800, 850 rounds? Let's just say 850, we'll call it 850. 3 malfunctions. We had the hammer fall in the beginning, your malfunction with that Glock Zev base pad, and then I had another hammer fall when I was running the gun fast. But I mean, the mag thing, I'll blame that on the mag. The hammer follow, I mean, that's if you're running that gun that fast. I mean, that was when we were getting like 12 splits. That's also like when you kind of have a looser grip, and sometimes it kind of like bumps in your hand.
Yeah, with the recoil, you kind of mess with the impulse on the recoil, so time is weird.
But regardless, I'm not trying to make excuses. I think that's negligible. 3 malfunctions in 850 rounds. And all we did was just lube up the gun. Anytime we started, we put another 150 rounds in it, we'd throw some more, we'd spray some CLP on it, and it's been running solid. Pros, Marco, for you.
Pros, the gun shoots good. It works great. The Series 80 trigger doesn't really affect the performance that much. It is different than the 2011, but it's not bad different, just different. I do not like the rear end there. I will say.
Yeah, the rear beaver tail, the real grip, it does hurt your hand. I think most of you that get this, and you'll probably see a common theme there. Yeah. Again, if you shoot this, if you start taking courses and shoot it more and more and more, I think it's going to be less of an issue. I think you'll build up the calluses, but my hand's pretty beat up after all we shot today.
Yeah. I knew off the bat it was going to start affecting me just by gripping. I'm like, oh, that's going to hurt eventually, but you get used to it. The accuracy's good. The gun shoots good. The texture's great, as Staccato as usual. So great texture on the grip.
Yeah. So speaking of the textures, like the previous grip, This is way better textured.
Yep. Agreed.
So like to me, I don't need to have that stippled out of the box. I am more than happy with that. I just realized I still have my ear pro on and I'm getting all the wind in my...
And it's Glock mags. So
Yeah.
if you have a Glock, it's kind of nice to already have the mags. No issues at all with that.
I mean, my thing with the Glock mags is, yes, I get that they're cheaper. I'm curious to know how much these Mec-Gar mags are going to be sold for through Mec-Gar. You know, if they're even going to offer them or if it's just going to be a Staccato thing exclusively. But my other question, which I've also been seeing in the forums and comments on my other videos, you know, if Mec-Gar has the capability to make this mag, can they not just make a 2011 pattern magazine for an affordable price as well? So I'm curious about that. I will say this right now. Do I like this better than my Staccato P or my favorite, my Staccato XC? No, I prefer the previous double stacked 2011 model, but that's just me. I've also been shooting this for a very long time. I've been running a 1911 and a 2011 platform for a very long time. It's what I'm familiar with, it's what I'm used to, it's what's the most comfortable. Now, would I take this over pretty much everything else? Yeah, I mean, like, when we talked about the trigger, guys, we were comparing it to this one. If you were trying to compare this to any other like product or production gun, I mean, compared to a Glock, this trigger blows this one out of the water. But compared to, I mean, what would you say is comparable production-wise?
Maybe it's 2011, just slightly lower. It's like in between. It's better than a Glock significantly, but just under our standard 2011.
So like, if Glock trigger is here and Staccato 2011 on the original 2011 trigger is here, it's like 75–80% towards the 2011 side is what I kind of was thinking.
Best way to put it.
It's like a Glock and a 2011 trigger, but closer to a 2011 trigger. Hope that makes sense for you guys. I like the trigger. I think it runs great. You know, granted, this is only 850 rounds in. I try to do as much as I can for you guys on the round count stuff, but we can only do so much in the time that we have here on the range. It's actually, the sun's starting to go down now, so we've been out here since, I think it's what, 4 or 5 now, and we've been shooting since 11 a.m. But I wanted to showcase the Glock compatibility with all the magazines. Didn't have a single magazine that didn't cycle, except we had that one failure to feed, but that mag started working just fine again, no problem. So if you have, you know, I like the Glock 19X mags, they work great. KCI mag worked great, Magpul 26 rounder worked great. So lots of pros. For me, the cons are just gonna be that rear grip. Plates. I know right now at the time of this video, I don't think the plates are quite out yet. I think they're coming out in February. I went with the Acro. I was able to meet with the Staccato during SHOT Show, and I got an RMR plate and an Acro plate. I wanted to put the RMR HD on this thing because I really do like that optic, but the RMR HD is a separate optic plate because it pulls the optic further back because of the hangover. An RMR on this thing, I'll bring in some B-roll. I took it in my studio. The RMR, in my opinion, the window, the field of view is just too small. Those Trijicon irons that come with this gun, they are suppressor height, they are taller, and it took up too much of the window on the RMR for me to use. So I switched out to the Acro. The Acro has a little bit of higher placement, is a little beefier on the bottom than the RMR, and it brought the window up so you get a lower co-witness, which you guys should be seeing here as well. So I prefer that. I didn't have any issues using the Acro P2. I like the P2. Marco hates it. He doesn't like it.
Look at the hat. That's what I run.
So I do have the RMR plate, and I might try my 507 comp on here. I think that would go great on this. I do like the Holosun 507 comp as well. It's one of my favorite optics. But I knew you guys wanted to have, you know, and Aimpoint's not American made though either, is it? Isn't it like Sweden? Yeah. So, but I know Aimpoint. I like Aimpoint. They're bomb proof. The P2 is on some of my carry guns. I like it. What else? Talked about the mags. I like the full ambi gun. The ledges, when I was first looking at the pictures and stuff, I thought the ledges were going to be more prominent. They're not. Like I end up running my own thumb cliff on there. For you guys wondering what thumb cliff is that, it's our QVO Tactical X300 thumb cliff. This is a metal version prototype, guys. That's not the one we ever sell. The ones that we have for sale are the ones that I was using on the Staccato P, which are MJF, which is a nylon 12 material, and they hold up great. They work well. I just had one ordered and I wanted to play with it and see how it was. It was pretty cool. So I might make them. Let me know if you want them to be a product. But yeah, as far as the grip angle, I know I had concerns if the grip angle is going to be the same. When you line the guns up, they're exactly the same. When I'm pointing, I can't tell if they're different. When I was doing it slow, I was kind of thinking it was, but as I present fast, I pick up the dot just as quick. So the only thing I do notice is that when I slam my hand down into that beaver tail, you feel it on this gun, you do not feel it on the original Staccato. If you're somebody coming over though from like Glock or something else, it might not be something you notice because you're not used to, you know, the grip angle that we've been shooting with for years. Let's talk about this because I know people are going to ask. So gun is clear. Oh, it's so gunked up you don't hear it. When you get yours, I was freaking out because when you go back and forth with the gun, guys, you might hear a rattling piece going back and forth. It is a buffer that is on the recoil, the guide rod, the spring there. Marco was kind of saying like what other gun has it?
HK has something similar, like a little plastic piece in there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't hear it now, but
It's pretty loud
at first. But maybe it's just finally gunked up enough. We've been shooting so much with oil and stuff. But I don't hear it now. But if you get yours and you're hearing that, don't freak out. It's supposed to be like that. There's some other people that put photos of the gun disassembled. Unfortunately, I can't do that here on YouTube. But with it disassembled, you'll see that it's like a white plastic clear piece. Maybe on the road they can make it rubber so it doesn't make noise, but at the same time, there it is.
There, yeah.
So I have to shake it hard now. There you go. So if you're hearing that noise, that's what that little buffer is. Nothing, that's normal. I talked to Staccato about it. But yeah, other than that, the gun's cool. I wish that holster compatibility was out already. I wish that the optics plates were readily available. I know some people were asking about if the iron's forward, if you can move it to the rear. I'm not sure. There's a pin there, so I'm sure you could get that iron out. I don't know. I'm sure down the road somebody's going to develop. There's a market for it. People will make a plate where it moves your iron to the rear and you have a rear iron plate. So I'm sure somebody will think of it, somebody will put it out, and it'll probably be a thing. But I don't mind the irons forward. The gun worked great to me. I do think it looks weird if you don't have an optic though. Full ambi controls are cool. I know you lefties out there that want to be able to use, but I'm sure if you're a lefty that's been shooting a 1911 or 2011 platform for a while, you're probably just used to the manual operations, the manual controls. You're good to go. But yeah.
The gun surprised me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The gun surprised me. It was like, it's good. It's shooting really good.
The first shot surprised me as well. I was, a couple of guys, I think it's Steven from Staccato, he was commenting a lot on the video, so if you're watching this, bud, you were right about that. The recoil impulse is much different what you'd expect. It's like not there. Like it recoils super smooth. It shoots smooth.
Nice and straight.
Just for me as a lifelong 2011, 1911 shooter, that back grip. I'm trying to look like we were looking at it, trying to compare it. It's a little wider, and maybe that's it.
It feels squared at the top there.
Yeah, it's like you'll notice the beaver tail is much thicker than the previous version, and that's probably what's grabbing into the webbing of our hand. Overall, though, I believe the new Staccato HD grip. I was doing a video with calipers. I want to say overall it's like 2 millimeters smaller in circumference, but where the beaver tail is, it is noticeably wider on this new HD model versus the previous model. Now, Series 80 versus Series 70. If drop safe is a thing for you and that's why you wouldn't carry a 2011 or 1911 before, well, now you don't have to worry about that. They're drop safe now. My worry was, is it going to slow down my shooting speed? 0.05 is so negligible. So, and when I started just, having fun and burning it down as quick as I could, I was getting similar times. I would just say, like, going that fast, you're hitting that grip hard, like you will notice it. So this is still more comfortable. I still prefer the previous version of the 2011. The Staccato XC is my favorite 2011. So, but this is awesome. If you're somebody that is looking for a 2011 carry gun, I think you should definitely look at this. I will say though, I bought this from Ventura Munitions. It is $26.99, so it's $2,700, guys. This specific model comes with a DLC coating and barrel. You get 3 mags. The model under that, I believe, is $100 or $200 less, but it comes with a stainless barrel, and you only get 2 mags. There's one more model with the X-Cut serrations. That's $3,000, $29.99. $2,700, I think, is a little expensive for this. I wish, yeah, it's on the high end. At the same time, if you want something good, it's not going to be cheap, right? But I do wish for $2,700, it came with optics plates, it came with more mags, and it came with a mag well. I would like to see this maybe at $2,300. Like if it was $2,300 and it came with your optics plate and 4 mags and a mag well, I'd be like, all day long, that is a bargain, that's a great deal. But they're not a bargain company, they're not a great deal company. They are a high-end firearms manufacturing company. So they set the price at $2,600, and then you're gonna have to go buy, I don't know the price on the plates, I don't know the price on the mag well. So I can tell you that the holsters are going to be anywhere from, our low end is what, 65, 70 bucks, to our high end, if you get the Gucci crazy stuff, goes up to like 150 plus. So, but that's what we know. That's the information we have. That's our final thoughts on it. If we missed anything, please let us know. But Staccato, good job. Like, I think, like I said in my video, this is probably the most talked about thing at SHOT Show. Wasn't able to shoot it there, so I'm glad that I was able to wait and you guys actually got to see the first rounds of this gun through on camera on the channel. But appreciate you guys watching. I'm sure this was a long one. I wanted to make sure we did our due diligence and got out here and put the gun through the paces. So Marco, appreciate you, dog. He's gonna go shoot probably another 1,000 rounds for training right now. You got Worlds coming up, bro.
Free PCC though, so wrong gun, but.
But any questions, guys, let us know. Nick over at Staccato, appreciate you, bud. Thanks for answering all my questions, FaceTiming me and going over stuff. He really helped me dial this thing in before we got here for the video. But again, if you guys have any questions, let us know down below. Appreciate you watching. Please like, subscribe. SuperVel, appreciate you guys. You guys are rock stars and made this happen for us. Anyway, guys, enjoy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. .153, got a 12 split in there. First shot 187, got two 12s. This is the bonus footage, guys. I'm just burning it down. I think I have 3 Charlie on that. Bonus footage, cameraman Kev trying out the Staccato HD. Look at you. 15 yards out, nailing it. What do you think?
It is a little aggressive on the rear end right there, but it shoots nice.
That felt good. Bruh. A little fling. But bro, that was a 153.
Yeah. There's probably 11 split in there too.
There is. Holy shit.